Polywater FST is a foam-based adhesive that effectively seals out water, sewer gases, oil, and other contaminants from conduits. Polywater FST is a robust closed-cell foam that is superior to typical canned foams. Aerosol cans contain open-cell foams that are intended for filling gaps and cracks for insulation purposes, not for holding back water head pressure or gases. The weak cell structure of open-cell foam does not match the strength and pressure resistance of FST closed-cell foam. In the following video clip, American Polywater Corporation will demonstrate the proper way to use the FST-250 in the sealing process. For demonstration purposes, we will use a clear conduit as shown here. First, clean cables and duct by roughing the surfaces with an abrasive such as sandpaper, steel wool, or a wire brush. This increases the effectiveness of the FST sealant. Then wipe the wires and conduit with the cleaning wipe provided in the kit. This removes contaminants and any organic growth that could prevent adhesion to the duct wall. Second, use a tape measure to mark off 5 inches or 12.5 centimeters from the end of the positioning rod. Next, create a foam dam by wrapping a foam strip around each cable so that it fills the space between the cables and duct. The foam strip will also slow any existing water flow. Cut the foam to size as necessary. Using the positioning rod, push the foam back into the duct to the 5-inch or 12.5 centimeters depth marked earlier, as shown here. Using the same method, wrap a second foam strip around the cables. Push the second foam strip into the duct until the edge is flush with the duct entrance, as seen here. Wearing eye protection and the impermeable gloves enclosed in the kit, remove the foam-based cartridge from the pouch. Do not remove the cartridge from its protective foil until ready to use. This protects the shelf life of the product. Holding the cartridge upright, remove the nut and plug. The plug should be saved if the cartridge is intended to be reused later. Attach a mixing nozzle and tighten the nut back into place. Position the cartridge in a high-ratio caulking gun. A high-ratio gun allows for easy dispensing and more consistent mixing. Be sure to keep the quantity markings on the cartridge facing up to monitor the amount of foam dispensed. Dispense 1 squirt of foam onto something that can be thrown away later. As seen here, this initial material will not be adequately mixed or contain the proper ratio of the 2-part material. After the mixing nozzle is properly primed, insert it through the top wrap of the outer foam dam so that the tip extends into the open space between the 2 foam dams. Inject the correct amount of FST sealant into the duct as listed on the enclosed instructions. The recommended amount of sealant is based on the conduit size. Squeeze the trigger rapidly for better mixing. The sealant will fully expand in 2 to 5 minutes. Remove the cartridge with the static mixer attached. Sealant may seep between the crevices of the foam dam as it expands. Sealant will harden or cure in 10 to 15 minutes. Shown here are actual cross-sections of closed-cell FST foam surrounding the cables inside a PVC duct. Cleanup. Cartridges can be reused for several weeks after initial use. Remove the mixing nozzle soon after use and visually ensure that the orifices are not blocked. Tip out some sealant before replacing the plug and nut. When ready to use, remove the end cap assembly and check that the orifices are clear of any hardened sealant. Attach a new unused mixing nozzle. Tighten the nut and insert the used cartridge into a high-ratio caulking gun. The FST foam can serve as a permanent or semi-permanent seal. In the case of a semi-permanent seal, later removal of FST foam from a conduit requires a hammer and a flathead screwdriver. Before beginning, be sure to de-energize the cables and double-check that safety procedures are in place. Hold the screwdriver on the edge of the conduit and hammer the screwdriver into the foam. Twist the screwdriver each time before striking with a hammer. This creates a better channel to loosen the foam from the conduit. Repeat the procedure around the circumference of the conduit. After breaking through, pull by hand or with a cable puller to remove the foam plug and wires. Other than the high-ratio caulking gun, which is sold separately, FST kits include everything needed to seal a number of ducts. The reusable FST-250 cartridge is a convenient and economical way to provide high-performance protection for underground cable systems and equipment from water and animal damage. For more information about this product, please contact us or your local Polywater representative, or visit our webpage at www.polywater.com.